Ladies and gentlemen, as the 2024 election battle inches closer, the Vipaksh has made it clear to the Congress that it must look out for itself. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Rahul Gandhi and his party seem to have been left out in the cold after Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee are now ready to form a Congress Mukt alliance of the opposition. While addressing Trinamool Congress workers at the internal party meeting in Murshidabad, Mamata Banerjee hit out at the Congress and Rahul Gandhi, saying that the party was busy promoting Rahul to save his image while the real issues had taken a backseat. Mamata Banerjee in fact called Rahul as the biggest TRP of Prime Minister Modi and claimed that if Rahul Gandhi is the face of the opposition, then nobody will be able to take on Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2024. Listen in to this attack by Mamata Banerjee.
আজকে দীর্ঘদিন ধরে আমাদের পার্লামেন্টে বেকার দেখো রাহুল গান্ধী সুবিধা করার জন্য কি নেতা দেখো রাহুল গান্ধীর মুখটা থাকলে মোদিকে কেউ অন্য কারণ ও রাহুল গান্ধী হচ্ছে মোদির সবচেয়ে বড় পার্টি বললাম না বুঝে সবচেয়ে বড় কি আছে সবাই বলো
Akhilesh Yadav, the Samajwadi Party Supremo, has a piece of advice also for the grand old party, the Congress Party. Listen in to Akhilesh, who just held a meeting with Mamata Banerjee and, of course, in the past with KCR as well. Listen in to what Akhilesh Yadav had to say.
तो इस तरह देश के बहुत सारे रीजनल पार्टी के लीडर्स इस कोशिश में हैं कि कोई न कोई फ्रंट बने और जहां तक सवाल कांग्रेस का है, कांग्रेस अपनी भूमिका तय करे क्योंकि कांग्रेस राष्ट्रीय पार्टी है, हम लोग रीजनल पार्टी हैं, तो दिल्ली वाले लोग अपना तय करें कि उनकी भूमिका क्या होगी. सी ऑन द फ्लोर ऑफ हाउस जो फ्लोर कोऑर्डिनेशन है वो अलग चीज है. कई बार कुछ मुद्दों पर सब एक साथ आ जाते हैं, लेकिन जो जमीन की लड़ाई है वो अलग है.
Akhilesh and Mamata Banerjee's clear dismissal of the Congress has certainly dashed its hopes to be the big boss of the anti-BJP bloc. Remember, the Congress Party Chief Mallikarjun Kharge had just less than a month ago claimed that the Congress will lead an opposition coalition that will unseat the BJP in 2024 elections. However, the Congress chief later had to backtrack. Listen in to Kharge's claim made on the 24th of February.
The alliance government will come in center. Congress will lead. We are talking with other parties because otherwise the democracy and constitution will go. Therefore, with every party, now and then, we are calling, we are talking. The BJP will not get majority. Some people say they will not get majority. All other parties together, of course Congress will lead. We will get the majority. Let 100 Modis or Shah come. This is India and constitution is very strong.
So the legitimate question we are asking on the Newshour tonight is Congress staring at poll oblivion, no votes even from the opposition. Now, that's the question and the debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And joining the debate tonight, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, Member of Parliament and National Spokesperson of the BJP, Sanjay Jha, author and suspended Congress leader, Kartik Reddy, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Rashtriya Samiti, Sushmita Dev, Member of Parliament and National Spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, Ram Pratap Singh, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. And my first question goes to Sushmita Dev of the Trinamool Congress. Sushmita Dev, My question is very simple. Now that Mamata Banerjee has said that there is no truck with Rahul Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi gets his TRP only from Modi, are you saying that there is a front that is possible without the Congress? Because outside of Bengal, there is no Trinamool. Outside of Uttar Pradesh, there is no Samajwadi Party. Outside of Telangana, there is no BRS. How do you think you're going to stitch up a coalition if large parts of the country are not with you, especially when the national Lok Sabha elections come up next year?
You see, Navika, the fact of the matter is, if you look at the vote share, the way it panned out in the last general elections, you can see that the Congress has definitely holds the second largest vote share in the country. But the fact also is that when it comes to winning an election, it is a Mamata Banerjee who's winning her state. It is, a KCR who's winning his state. There's a Jagan Reddy who's winning his state. So we can't be just focused on who is the second largest party vis-a-vis vote share. Alliance or an understanding that has to be stitched up to defeat the BJP has to think out of the box. So what I'm saying is, yes, BJP got the largest vote share and increased it by a good percentage in the last election. But the fact is the majority of the nation did not vote for the BJP. And that's the strength of the opposition. But they have to come together in a way where there has to be understanding, whether it's seat sharing, whether it's about letting the leaders who are winning election in their states, letting them contest it and defeat the BJP in their own states and then come together. So that's it's not going to be easy. I do not say that, Navika, it's going to be an easy task to do, but you have to know your strengths, you have to know your limitations.
So
and
are you saying,
every opposition
are you
party.
saying, or is Mamata Banerjee saying Mr. Rahul Gandhi neither knows his strengths nor his limitations?
No, I think what she said today, what you showed at the beginning of your show, is as follows. BJP is making a huge effort to keep Rahul Gandhi relevant. That's what she's saying. To project him as the main opposition face, knowing very well, and I'm talking about statistics, no Congress-minded person should take it as a personal attack on Rahulji, that out of the 180 seats in which BJP and Congress are in a direct fight, Congress has won only 3 seats, Navika. So, you need to analyze this whole situation clinically. You need to be practical about it. And you need to stitch up a understanding and an alliance where you know that Mamata Banerjee is the strongest leader in Bengal. There is Naveen Patnaik, who's strongest in Orissa. There is KCR, who's the strongest force in Telangana. And that's how you come together. Fact is, BJP has 30% or more votes in the 2019 election, but that is not an absolute majority.
Well, so Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, the charge against the BJP is कि आपने राहुल गांधी को हीरो बनाया हुआ है. At least the opposition doesn't think that he is the hero. Why is the BJP literally plotting and planning to prop up Mr. Rahul Gandhi? That's the charge the opposition is making against the BJP.
Navika ji, if you remember in your program several times, I have mentioned during the so-called Bharat Jodo Yatra that this yatra is not aimed towards BJP, neither it has to do with the towering personality of Shri Narendra Modi. It was just to show their place to those parties whose leaders have nurtured the ambition of becoming the national leaders, whether it is Mamata ji or KCR or Nitish Kumar or Naye Navele Kejriwal, etc. So Congress has shown that from Kanyakumari to Kashmir we are here, and where are you? So now it is now their turn, that they are trying to show the Congress their natural place. So it is nothing but an infighting for the issue of who is become more prominent in opposition. There is no question of forming the government or something like that. But I would like to say, अभी आपके में अखिलेश जी कह रहे थे, फ्लोर कोऑर्डिनेशन हो जाता है, जमीन पे अलग अलग हैं, जमीन के लिए ये अलग है नाविका जी, जायदाद के लिए एक साथ है. The only binding factor is the charges of corruption. Protect the family, save the corruption. And on the issue of Mamata ji, who has just a couple of days back has invited and warmly shaking hands with Akhilesh ji, I remember during the Bengal elections, what was the famous sentence of Mamata ji? Oh, UP ka gunda log aake chala aa raha hai. And unfortunately, the party with whom
That was the
she
BJP.
has joined hands. The slogan raised by, it was not by BJP. चढ़ गुंडन की छाती पर मोहर लगाओ हाथी पर.
बीजेपी के गुंडे थे.
Slogan of BSP by Mayawati, that is बुआ जी of Lucknow. सुनिए तो लखनऊ की बुआ जी को समझ में आ गया था कौन गुंडा है. अब कलकत्ता वाली बुआ जी को कब समझ में आएगा ये तो राम जाने, क्योंकि लखनऊ वाली बुआ जी को ने तो अपनी पार्टी का राजनीतिक राम नाम सत्य किया था. अब जय श्री राम का विरोध करने वाली कलकत्ता की बुआ जी का क्या होगा हश्र, ये भविष्य बताएगा. इसलिए पूरे उत्तर प्रदेश में द पार्टी विच इज सिंबलाइज विथ, नॉट आई एम नॉट सेइंग, अगेन आई एम कोटिंग श्री अजीत सिंह who has said, जिस गाड़ी में लगा हो सपा का झंडा समझ लेना बैठा उसमें कोई गुंडा. And now Mamata ji is welcoming that. So I think they have become so much desperate. I agree to what Sushmita ji has said, that all these parties are very strong in their home state. But what is outside? क्या अखिलेश जी से कोई वोट मिलने वाला है बंगाल में, या ममता जी से उत्तर प्रदेश में, या केसीआर जी से बंगाल में? It's not possible. तो ये कुछ नहीं है, just a matter of convenience. Save the family, protect the corruption.
Well, so on the issue of corruption, let me get in Mr. Karthik Reddy. Even on the issue of corruption, is the Congress standing with you? Are you supporting the Congress? Because the Congress says, great if the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI is going after the TRS or the BRS. So are you together on any score, or is it just floor coordination once in a while to create a ruckus in Parliament?
Navika ji, the irony of the situation is, if you remember when the whole matter of young Indians and national hurdle case was going on in the country, it was our leader, KCR, who has come out in moral support of the Congress party. And we were not expecting the courtesy in return, but you know how the Congress party is behaving when the ED and the CBI is let loose on the smaller parties. And the other part of the irony is, Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi ji has just called all the other parties corrupt, when the Adani matter, the single biggest scam this country has ever seen, is sitting on our face, yet we are impervious to the Adani fact and we call all the other parties corrupt. This is the irony of the situation of the Congress and the BJP also. Navika ji, we just finished our debate in the Hindi channel, where I gave you the analogy of the Rahul conundrum we have in the country. India is going through the problem with two Rahuls, Navika. One is the KL Rahul issue. Somehow KL Rahul finds a place in Team India after all the failures that the chap has gone through. And there is another Rahul Gandhi that this country has to see, where after this so many political failures, somehow, somewhere he finds the political prime times of national news. This is all because of the BJP. Because BJP wants to keep Rahul Gandhi relevant in Indian politics. Because they know that this person has been the reason for them to come to power twice. And then the third time also, they talk about the disintegration of the opposition. But not once that Sudhanshu has said that this is what we have done to this country, and this is the reason they'll vote for Modi ji. All you bank on is the disintegration of the opposition, the unity which is not visible in the opposition, because you want to project Rahul Gandhi as a leader of the opposition, which he has failed at not once but multiple times.
Well, so Dr. Sanjay Jha, where does that leave the Congress party? Everybody is lamenting, and the only people keeping Rahul Gandhi relevant, unfortunately or ironically, is the BJP. That's what opposition parties really think about Rahul Gandhi. Where are you going to go from here?
Navika, two short points. Number one, I think if any political leader from the opposition has really taken the battle, or shall we say the bull by the horns, in taking on the BJP, and particularly Mr. Narendra Modi, and even more so on the Adani issue, it is Rahul Gandhi. And I think this is the dynamic of politics that when I heard Sushmita and Mr. Reddy talk, I think they are missing the woods for the trees. And I'll give you, let's cut to the chase and skip the rhetoric and come to some hard data points. Number one, both Mr. Reddy and Sushmita should know that when the opposition, if the opposition were to form a government in 2024, and I'll be very upfront with you, there's a huge possibility of that happening. I think the reason why BJP is in panic mode today is because they know they can be defeated. And this whole myth that the BJP is won 2024 is a whole lot of bunkum. But let me address the principal issue. Rahul Gandhi today is, I think, in a pole position where opposition unity is concerned. Number two, no matter what Mamata does or Mr. Reddy does, I'll explain to you. The reason why Mamata and Mr. Reddy are not able to grab the center stage is not because they're regional parties, because they don't display the kind of leadership you need to do when you're discussing national challenges. If you have an aspiration to be a national party, you need to really fight it at a different dimension. The very crucial point here, that if an opposition government were to be formed, either it will be a Congress-led government or it will have to be supported by the Congress. Mr. Deve Gowda, Mr. Gujral were non-Congress, non-BJP governments, but they were supported by the Congress party. And let me tell you now the electoral math, Navika. If you look at the math...
No, forget the math. I know the math because this country has seen the math earlier. But the question I want to ask you, are you saying that Rahul Gandhi is the only person who worries about national things and gives an opposition to Narendra Modi? Sushmita Dev, do you agree with that?
Well, can I answer that very quickly? If you heard, Mamata Banerjee's comment, Sushmita, just give me 5 seconds. If you heard Mamata Banerjee, she's sounding more acerbic towards Rahul as opposed to actually taking on in a more belligerent fashion, which I think she's capable of, is to target Narendra Modi. This is their own political insecurity, and I can understand a national ambition or to become a prime ministerial candidate. But you've got to understand that if your ground realities are not solid, you can be just flying at 36,000 feet above sea level and getting nowhere. So,
respond Sushmita Dev. Respond Sushmita Dev. On the issue of Adani, Rahul Gandhi has taken on Modi, you have not. That's what the allegation is.
Navika, let me tell you something. That there are some leaders who sit in Delhi and Bombay and know nothing about Bengal politics. Today, anybody who says that Mamata Banerjee has not taken on the BJP sounds ignorant, with all due respect, because sitting MP, just a second, a sitting MP of the BJP, Babul Supriyo, joined Trinamool Congress. A sitting MP of the BJP, Arjun Singh, in West Bengal, joined the Trinamool Congress because BJP is losing ground and really fast in Bengal. And there's only one reason for it, that is Mamata Banerjee. I would like to tell Mr. Jha that I understand that Parliament is getting adjourned, so you can't watch it live sitting from your living room. But the fact is, it is Trinamool Congress along with all other opposition parties, which is repeatedly bringing up the Adani issue. Now, if you want to view it through your prism of, if you are not standing behind Rahul Gandhi with your head down and then saying Adani, that's the only way to oppose Adani, no. We were insisting on a Supreme Court monitored investigation. And let me tell you something, Mr. Jha, please don't get offended. But the fact is, when it comes to inquiring in the matter, every opposition party is together. But what hurts is when the Congress leaders of Bengal praise the ED in Bengal and then come to Delhi outside the parliament and hold banners saying ED is biased. That's the double standards that you should not indulge in.
Well,
you have Delhi Congress, one second Navika, you have Delhi Congress saying Kejriwal is corrupt and ED is doing the right thing. And then you come to Parliament and then you have the central leaders of the Congress saying ED is unfair National Herald case. So there is this confusion between the central leadership of Congress and the state leaders of Congress. I think they need to get their act together. And we assure you, Mr. Jha, we defeated BJP in Bengal. We defeated BJP in Bengal and Mamata Banerjee fought her toughest election. And the entire world was watching it. Congress should concentrate on winning on the 180 seats. Give me 5 seconds. I gave you 5 seconds before. That Congress, we wish you well. Okay, don't panic. We want you to win all the MP seats in Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Himachal, Rajasthan. And don't give us one Suresh in Karnataka and one Nakul Nath in Madhya Pradesh. Win more seats. We wish you well. We want you to win. But don't try to look at opposition to Adani and raising the voice against Adani just to the prism of standing in the Gandhi statue behind Rahul Gandhi. That's all we ask with all the humility.
Well. You know, if anybody could see the clause which are, without showing clause, the way Sushmita Dev has really done a bring down of the Congress, then Sushmita Dev, sterling performance. But Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, what does this show you? And Ram Pratapji, I'm just coming to you. Too interesting an exchange that is going on here. I want to get Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, and I'm coming to you after that. Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, what do you make of this?
Just I will summarize in 2 sentences. First, I would like to improvise what Sanjay Jha is saying. That the regional parties are saying that Rahul is not a national leader and Sanjay Jha is saying he's a national leader. But I would like to further add he is not a national leader. He is an international leader who remains in the fictional world and always remains disconnected with the ground reality. So he keeps on more giving lectures on the international platforms, demeaning to the Indian democracy. So it's more an international figure than the national, forget about the regional. But as far as Sushmita Dev ji is concerned, one sentence to her, she is saying that they defeated BJP. Ma'am, you have not defeated BJP. BJP's vote share rose from 3% to 38%. Your election strategist has said कि हमारी तो गिनती 30% से शुरू होती है. It means, sir, let me complete sentence. It means we have got 38 out of 70 and Trinamool got 48. You have eaten the vote base of Congress. Now this West Bengal just 12 years back was the biggest population under communist rule after China. Now red is finished. Lal Salam gayab, hara gayab. Ab bhagwa halka aur hara bhagwa. आप देखिए just 5% more votes. We have got 18 Lok Sabha seats, 38% in Vidhan Sabha. Fact of the matter, you have paved the way for BJP, finishing and demolishing the Congress and the communists. But you are unable to understand the time which is coming. But be rest assured कि अब बंग भूमि से राष्ट्रवाद की तरंग उठने ही वाली है. I think Trinamool is not able to understand. So we are the people who are giving a tough fight to Trinamool. Congress and left has finished.
Well, Navika, just 1 second. I just want to say one thing. You know, generally I would get very upset with what Sudhanshu is saying. But I would like to just say that at least going by what Sudhanshu Trivedi ji is saying, one thing is at rest, that BJP and Trinamool are at loggerheads in West Bengal. We are at loggerheads in West Bengal, and no doubt Congress is at 0. They won a recent by-election though, and CPM is losing ground. At least don't accuse us of saying that we are complacent when it comes to the BJP. Mamata Banerjee is crushing the BJP, and how? In Bengal. And you should get Subhendu Adhikari to come in.
Well, but then this is not only about the states.
About.
But Sushmita Dev, that's the point. This is not only about the states. This is not about a state election. We are talking about 2024 and Ram Pratapji. Ram Pratapji, ये शुरू हुआ था KCR बिहार गए, Mamata Banerjee, Akhilesh Yadav, ये सब, there is this whole process of trying to get the opposition parties together. But one thing that is actually settling down is that Rahul Gandhi and the Congress is not in pole position, and without that, how do you stitch up an opposition alliance is the question Sanjay Jha is raising. The question here is it the personal ambitions of all the regional leaders, or is it really the desire to defeat Narendra Modi and the BJP that drives you to trying and stitching up an opposition alliance ahead of 2024?
Thank you, Navika. First of all, I would like to register my objection to what Mr. Trivedi said about our party on your show. It is unacceptable, and it is below the level of discussion that normally happens on times now. Now, coming to your question, coming from state of Uttar Pradesh, where it is said that Uttar Pradesh decides who forms the government in Delhi. So there, let us very objectively look at the ground situation. Congress has lost its ideological bearings. Congress has lost its organization on the ground. Specifically, I'm talking about UP. So we don't see it as a credible opposition to the BJP. Now, what is BJP doing? BJP is very strong, I admit that. But in their quest for getting absolute power, they seem to be losing touch with the ground realities. Ground realities of unemployment, ground realities of agrarian distress, ground realities of collapsing MSME in Uttar Pradesh, ground reality of environmental degradation and climate change, which nobody is talking about. Now, these are the issues which we at Samajwadi feel are going to drive the next election. And that's where the third front comes into focus. So these might be regional parties in their own context, but they are doing well in the state. And India is a federal...
But you're not even doing well in the state, my friend. You lost 2 direct elections.
So, correct. I appreciate you bringing up that point. But when I said the real issues, so BJP is very good and in conducting electoral campaigns and winning elections, sidetracking the main issues and talking about issues which really don't impact the daily lives of the...
So why don't you, as responsible opposition parties, make sure that parliament functions so that you can raise these issues? Who's stopping you?
No, we are raising these issues, but we
outside parliament, not inside.
No.
Inside also, and also in the House in Uttar Pradesh, we have been raising issues, and on the World Water Day on the coming 22nd, we are going to present a white paper on the situation of the water crisis that the state of Uttar Pradesh is headed for. Now, these are the real issues which are going to impact future generations.
My friend, we are discussing Lok Sabha elections. Raising them in the assembly is part of the deal, but not, taking on the national elections. But Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, are we seeing that large parts of India, if you take Uttar Pradesh, where Samajwadi Party is 80 seats, if you take West Bengal, another 42 seats, 122 seats, 17 Telangana, 142 seats. The question is that these 142 seats definitely don't want to go with Rahul Gandhi. Add to this Kerala. The left will not go with Rahul Gandhi in the national elections. They have said so. What does that leave Mr. Rahul Gandhi with? And which of these regional satraps can then lead a coalition of the opposition?
Now, first I would like to say to Mr. Ram Pratap Singh ji, sir, I have not said anything below the belt. I have just quoted Bahujan Samaj Party slogan. It was not BJP slogan. And for your reference, in the last year UP election, 2022, after including conclusion of the election, in a press conference, Mayawati ji was asked that some of your voters have shifted to BJP. It was her statement कि दलित समाज को लगा कि गुंडागर्दी की सरकार ना आ जाए तो वो बीजेपी की तरफ चलेगा. So I have just quoted non-BJP leaders. So there is no question of below the belt or above the belt or something like that. But now coming to the ground reality, Navika ji, you have asked the Trinamool Congress in the best performance have got 30 odd seats. Samajwadi Party's best performance 2004 Lok Sabha 38 seats, with Alliance 2 seats, 40 seats. That is the best possible performance. BRS can at the most think of 14, 13, 14, 15 seats. आप सोचिए कि 15 सीट मैक्सिमम, 30 सीट मैक्सिमम, 38 सीट मैक्सिमम, which can be a worst nightmare for Congress to think of. Means Congress in the worst nightmare situation can think of more seats than that. Then how these parties can think of that they can put a credible opposition against BJP and a formidable opposition against Modi ji? Problem जानते क्या है? अपनी अपनी ढपली, अपना अपना राग. And here we are having a committed, tried, tested leader like Modi ji. और on opposition, नाविका जी कौन? वो एक लाफ्टर चैनल में एक डायलॉग होता था ना, पहचान कौन? तो इधर तो नरेंद्र मोदी जी और अपोजिशन से पहचान कौन, और उस पहचान कौन के लिए सब एक दूसरे से लड़ रहे हैं.
Sanjay Jha doesn't agree. Sanjay Jha?
Let me tell you, Trivedi ji, कुछ महीनों में जब 40% कमीशन सरकार कर्नाटका का आपका हारेगा, उसके बाद आप देखिए ऑपोजिशन मोमेंटम क्या होता है. Let me tell you, Navika, ultimately election unity is going to be about nothing but the mathematics of who's got the numbers. And I believe the Congress will probably demonstrate its capabilities in Karnataka. It's coming up in a few weeks. Mr. Trivedi knows the answer, which is why he's got a faint smile on his face.
Well, mathematics this country has seen many a times, but that was in the times when coalitions ruled the roost. The question is, after having seen two majority governments in the past 9 years, is the public watching the discourse? Will they actually have the courage to vote for a coalition where there is no minimum agenda except the fact that it is a battle for power? That is the real situation. Well, as Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi said, there is a competition in the opposition ranks, which is between themselves on who's going to lead which coalition, and which coalition is going to be the coalition which wants the gravitational pull of the Janta's votes. But the fact of the matter is, Modi versus who was the story in 2014, in 2019. Will it repeat itself in 2024? Well, at the moment, with Mamata Banerjee and Akhilesh Yadav's statement and KCR's public position, it seems it's going that way. Questions being raised about Rahul Gandhi's leadership. But who knows? In politics, every day is a new day. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on the debate tonight.